Okay, we got some CDs, we got some vinyl, different genres, lots of quality, interesting music. Let's get to it. Let's start off with CD, and we're looking at the German company ECM. The artist is John BALKE, and the album name is called Discourses. A bloke and his piano. A BALKE and his piano? It is hardly interesting these days. This trio of man, metal and wood can be found in every performance space, bar, concert hall, train station and bus queue up and down the country. What is really the big deal? Well, the big deal with this particular chap is not that he has a piano, but what he does with his piano, and also what tangled sonic webs he weaves in and around the thing. The first track, and BALKE's caps key is obviously broken because all the track names are in lower case, is a magnificent piece of cubist expressionism. I ain't kidding when I say that, because for every note he plays on the self and the opposition, he adds around 15 other notes that sit like facets of a diamond, so you get to see all angles of the self-same note. Turning such diamonds into a piece of music is, as diamonds can be, quite dazzling. The facilitator starts in a ho-hum fashion, but then, once lulled into a sense of security, odd, ghostly, survival horror-like strings haunt the rear of the soundstage, as if they're girding for a quick pounce on the unfortunate BALKE. Unsettling and fascinating. Another track, The Container, offers a similar trick, but this time BALKE and piano sits on the undulating sea of synth bubbles that rock and roll the calm expressions of BALKE, adding a new and oceanic dimension. And on we go. The man has an obvious creative talent. He's playful, cheeky, funny and adventurous. I hope to see him performing his magic the next time I'm standing in the queue at Debenhams Cafe. On the Round Hill label, this is lettuce. That's right, like the salad, lettuce. And the album name is called Resonate. A slice of jazz funk for you from the band's 7th album, a sequel to the 2019 release Elevate. That picked up a Grammy nomination, but I wouldn't brag about it, guys. Grammy nominated albums are generally awarded by the mundane as an excuse for another booze up. I'd advise putting a tea towel over it and moving on. Back in the real world, this big band jazz outfit apparently work as individuals with lots of really big music stars, and I can see a list of those stars on my press release here. But hey, who really cares? What I care about is what this band sounds like. So how do they gel together? Do they connect? Do they make magic? Let's ask Adam Deitch on drums and percussion, Adam Shmeens Shmernoff on guitar, bass by Eric Jesus Coombs, Ryan Zoidis on alto, baritone and tenor sax, plus Korg X911 of course, Eric Benny Bloom on horns, Nigel Hall on vocals, Hammond B3, Rhodes, clavinet, keyboards and just about everything else. From a slightly compressed master, although nothing too nasty, there's an intriguing sound here. Something slightly 70s. There's a hint of blaxploitation here, a slightly sordid Italian soundtrack perhaps. It's loose, it slides, it grooves, and the album gets better as it flows. Hall's occasional vocal definitely adds to the party too, because the rest of the band rotates around that gruff delivery. I love the retro colours here, served on a bed of funk. That said, I want more. It's not amazing, this album. It's good, but it's too safe. I want more, and I'm sure the band can do it too. Maybe if they spent more time together and less time wasting their talent on Kanye West, that magic might just happen. Watch this space. Watch this funk. From Tonzonum Records, it's Jack Ellister and Lich Paramede. Now this one turned up like this. It's basically a CDR promo, and if you're ever going to send me a CD, do not send me CD promos. Why? Well, let me tell you this, and also if you're thinking about listening to a CD, don't listen to CD promos. When I say CD promos, what I'm really talking about is not finished CDs. I'm talking about CDRs. Someone's casually burnt a CD and frisbeed it in your general direction. Don't go there. Why? Well, don't go there if you care about the music. If you care about the style, the quality, the music. That's what I'm talking about. Don't go there. Now, CDRs have a problem. Every time you play a CDR, it will sound harsh. The upper mid-range will sound rather clinical, it'll sound a little bit edgy and rather bright. That's the nature of CDRs. CDs, the actual finished CDs, your kosher silver CDs, sound an awful lot better. And that's what I want to review, and that's what I want to see when people send me review copies, okay? You should also not be listening to CDRs if you care about the sound quality of the music you're listening to, if you can get away with it. I know sometimes you've got no choice, but if you have got a choice, always pick a silver version. That's the better one to go for. And now, on to the review. Oh, and also, did I let you know this CDR was full of crud on the shiny side? So, not really shiny at all then. I assume that Ellister, who sent this one over personally, had previously used it as a beer mat at a recent party. So, not a good start. I'm fortunate this thing played at all, and also I didn't catch something from it. The music itself mixes synths and the organic, while infusing calming, meditative, Germanic spoken word over a combination of pastoral guitar and introverted synth noodles. When I could penetrate the bright upper mids from this CDR's sonic terrorism, I enjoyed the actual music, which combined simple synth loops and soundscape wallpaper, picked out by the acoustic guitar picking. The contrast of the slightly rustic atmosphere from the calm voice and guitar, combined with the otherworldly promise from the synths, did offer a sense of the mystic, opening up the sky, the space above, and making you realise that yes, we are just little people in a very large universe. This is an album that encourages perspective. Next time, Jack, if you don't do CD, send me some vinyl. Make some extra promo copies, for goodness sake. Secrets Are the Best Stories is the name of this new album by Kurt Elling on the Edition label. Released in a very presentable multi-gatefold digipack, this CD, I'll say it now, offers a suite of quite supreme jazz vocal, presented by a man who has honed his art over the years to a pinnacle of purity. Some might say he's even fallen over the edge. Who else would create their own lyrics and then lay them upon the music of Wayne Shorter and Jaco Pastorius? The main man is accompanied by pianist Danielo Perez, drummer Jonathan Blake, alongside the likes of Clark Summers on bass, Chico Panjero on guitar, Miguel Zenon on alto, Rogerio Bacato and Roman Diaz on percussion. Elling does a sort of Anita O'Day here, using the vocal as a jazz instrument, bending the lyrics, adding dissonance, mixing tempos, sometimes mid-line, and bending words around corners. So, more jazz and less vocal in some respects. One to get to know, you might say. An album to listen to, digest, and then to return for another bite. It's worth it though. Welcome to the Infant Freebase by the Soundtrack of Our Lives from the label Music on Vinyl. Originally released in 1996, this is an alt-rock outfit from Sweden with a 60s, 70s vibe and psychedelia infusions that emerged from the early outfit Union Carbide. There's a definite verve-like styling going on here, especially in Ebbert Lundberg's lead vocals. In fact, quite apart from the 60s influences, there actually is a sense of late period Britpop here, which in itself, of course, was blanketed by psychedelic ingredients. The general feeling is one of rock sinfonia, Oasis with extra chewing gum and swagger, the Verve at their most damaged. A wall of guitars forms the Phil Spector-like backdrop to many of these tracks, but there's also some Eastern flavours. Indian ethnic constructions enhance the mysticism and soak the music in a heavy, smoky fug. You could throw cliche darts at this band, accusing them of using every significant 60s sight trick in the book, but actually none would really hit home. The band are obviously such fans of the period, they've become soaked in the period, and they're now reinterpreting the period through their own modern filters. Period. The result is a bit of a triumph. This is a limited, numbered edition pressed on gold vinyl. They only come out at night from the Edgar Winter group from Music on Vinyl again, and an extremely scary cover sleeve art here. What do you think? Featuring one of the most unsettling examples of sleeve art that I've ever seen, and originally released on Epic in 1972, this vinyl remains a classic exponent of blues-infused rock that featured the magnificent singles Frankenstein and Free Ride. These singles are merely highlights to a rhythmic array of a melodic outing that includes hip-swinging tracks like the up-tempo first song, Round and Round, and the classic 70s production of Hanging Around. The band flow very easily through this suite of songs. They're as tight as a unit in both instrumental and harmonic terms, and they include Edgar Winter himself, plus Chuck Ruff, Dan Hartman, Randy Joe Hobbs, and Ronnie Montrose, plus Rick Derringer, who also acted as producer. Mastering is both clear and sympathetic to the original. The warming, cosy and comforting sonic presentation is here in its 70s glory. The blue Yusef Lateef from Yusef Lateef, and the label is the German Audiophile guys, Speaker's Corner. As it says on the tin, initially released in 1969 and now well mastered by the German Audiophile outfit, this vinyl LP is a sort of concept piece that looks at the blues from different angles and points of view, and something that might not be as expected, different cultures. The choice of scales used provides unique and intriguing takes on the blues, while some tracks combine multiple approaches, so you'll sometimes hear Oriental scales combined with Deep South laments, for example. Helping him in his investigations was an array of rather useful talent. Sonny Red appeared on alto, Bob Cranshaw on electric bass, Cecil McBee on the stand-up version. The drums were courtesy of Roy Brooks, and the legendary Kenny Burrell was on guitar, with Blue Mitchell on trumpet and Hugh Lawson on piano. Lateef tootled on a range of wind instruments, but others too, like the tambora. This record exposes Lateef the experimenter, Lateef distilling blues into a shared human condition and revealing the commonality of pain. Wolf Songs for Lambs from Jonathan Fireeater from the US-based Third Man record label. From Washington DC, this group were a group before they were a group. That is, they had grown up together before the band was a thing. Hence, this bunch of people shared a knowledge of each other, a trust and a closeness that can often prove critical for the success of any band. After a shaky 1995 start though, that closeness did emerge as a major positive. What they produced was a typically primitive blues rock sound, but with the energy and lead singer that was Rolling Stones in style and presentation. A pre-Strokes band, you might say. A raw, unsophisticated, stripped-back style that was infused through the voice of lead singer Stuart Lupton. A DreamWorks contract followed in 1996. For some reason, the LP didn't sell, and the band's pre-match hype fell over, rolled around, clutched its knee while brandishing an imaginary red card to the ref. Was it not melodic enough? Not enough hooks, perhaps? Not chart-friendly? Who knows? Who cares, really? To me, this isn't a band that should have even gone down that road. Why were they modelling for Calvin Klein? Why were they opening for Blur and Pulp? Why were they even trying to be mainstream? They shouldn't have even been anywhere near. And so the band split in 1998. A waste? You're damn right. Shoot the manager? Well, maybe. Maybe. And that's me done. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video, and thank you too for subscribing and supporting this channel. Until the next video, and I hope you'll join me then, it'll be Friday, probably some hi-fi as well. And until that video emerges, take care of yourself, and I will see you then. Bye bye for now.